Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Bree Plus Mommy. Today's video is going to be a little bit serious just because this is a topic that weighs really heavy on my heart. Being a mom, I've had a whole lot of experiences, and the biggest thing I've realized is that being a mother of children of color, you really have to put a lot of effort into emphasizing certain things that happen in their lives. So today's video is about representation for children of color. So what I like to do personally, in my own little way, is to just make sure I let my kids know that they're important. It can be in a little way, a big way, whatever it is. I just try to emphasize that a lot, especially in this climate that we're in America and all over the world. There's been a lot of racism. Racism has already been out there, but now it's just more blatant, for everybody to see. And we have to protect our kids. We just have to let them know that their black is beautiful, their brown is beautiful. Whatever shade they may be, we have to really emphasize that. So I make it a point to purchase certain books for my children, African American books. I just feel like it's important for us to stay connected with our roots, with our culture, and to emphasize it, because most of the books that are mainstream for children, they do tend to be a little bit whitewashed, and that's fine, but the kids should have both perspectives of what life and lessons can be about. A few of the books that we have that are my kids' favorites and they do like to read. This isn't a book review. They're just some suggestions. You can do your own research into looking into African American books or Hispanic books, or, wherever you may be from. But I do feel like it's something that tends to get overlooked. And there aren't really a whole bunch of African American books on the market. So that needs to change, We should have more variety to choose from. So this first book that we have here, it is Dream Big, Little One. It's by Vashti Harrison. I really like this book because it talks about African American women who are not necessarily famous. Some are famous, but some of them are not famous, but they did really big things in life. They achieved a lot, and I think that's so important for our children to know that there were a lot of African American women who played roles in shaping what we have today. So this is a really good book. My kids love to read it. It talks about Oprah, Jackie Joyner, a lot of people. So you can definitely look into this. I got it off of Amazon. The next book is Pop and Me and a Recipe. My son loves this book. It's about a little boy and his grandfather. In the African culture, family is really a big deal. A lot of kids are blessed to have their grandparents in their life. My kids have their grandmothers in their lives. They don't have their grandfathers, but that's okay. It's always good to, have your kids know that they have other family members outside of the nuclear family that love them and care for them. So this is a really sweet book, and I love it. It's Pop and Me and a Recipe by Irene Smalls, illustrated by Kathy Ann Johnson. So this I got off of Amazon as well. And this next book is Riley Can Be Anything. This one is also a really, really good book. It's very encouraging, for our kids. It's by Davina Hamilton and illustrated by Alina Reynoso. So you can take a look at that. I did get it off of Amazon. And this is the last one I'm going to talk about, which is When God Made You. I really like this one because it does involve religion a little bit. Now, in schools, sometimes they like to be a little detached from religion, which is, you know, strictly everybody's choice, but I am a Christian and I do really like that. The book is by Matthew Paul Turner and illustrated by David Catrow. So you can take a good look at that and look into getting it for your kids when God made you. I just feel like with representation, it makes you feel inclusive in society. You know, if you can read a book or watch TV and you see somebody that looks like you, it makes you feel good about yourself. It lets you know that, hey, you know, if she did it, I can do it. If he's doing it, why can't I do it? You know, and that's so important for children growing up these days, because a lot of kids are just into, oh, I want to be a basketball player, I want to be a singer, an actress, and that's all fine, but there are other things that children of color can do and be great at. So those are just some food for thought. And this is a personal story that I want to share with you guys. I remember I was about 7, 8 years old, and I went to the store with my dad. We went to Kmart, and I was going through the toy section, and we were kind of in a hurry because he was just buying some stuff, and I just went to look through the toy section. And I remember seeing this Barbie, and she was dark, beautiful. She was wearing a kente dress. It was around the holiday season, so she was wearing a kente dress, meaning like she was an African Barbie. And I remember they had a Dutch Barbie who was dressed up in like native Dutch wear, and I think a Chinese Barbie, and all of that. They had about 4 or 5 of them. And when I saw the African Barbie, like, I was so happy. Like, even thinking about it right now, it makes me want to tear up, just because we don't see that, a lot of that anymore, you know? And believe it or not, purchasing African American toys or dolls or stuffed animals, whatever it may be, it's not a lot. There aren't a lot on the market. You know, you have to make more emphasis into purchasing those for your kids. So we need to do better as a society. We definitely need to do better when it comes to that. So yeah, with that doll, like, till this day, I still remember it. Like, it gave me like a sense of self-confidence to know that, yeah, like, I'm really dark skinned and I see a doll that's in stores, people are buying it. And I remember, like, I was begging my dad, please buy it for me, please buy it for me. He was just like, oh yeah, I'll get it for you later, but not today. And I was really, really sad. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I thought about that doll, like, till now. I still think about it. And I'm like, I wish I could find it and just buy it just to have. But yeah, we definitely need to do better as a society. We need to encourage our kids to know that, yes, there are toys that look like you. There are toys you can relate to. There are books you can relate to, because all of that isn't mainstream. Like, even when you see commercials, they'll show you, you know, the children playing with the white dolls, and then maybe at the end they'll show a picture of 2 of the dolls. One will be white, one will be black. Like, where's the yellow doll? Where's the more peachy doll? Like, you know, we need to see the variety so that our kids know that there's so many different types of people in the world, and we have to be more accepting. We have to be more loving of different cultures and people and all of that, you know? I just feel like if there was more emphasis on acceptance and love, there wouldn't be so much chaos. You know what I mean? But now with racism, it's like it's becoming learned. Like, people are seeing these videos that come out of the black men that are being shot, black women as well, and people think it's okay. Believe it or not, there are some people in their homes that just feel like, oh, you know, that's another one, or like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, I feel like people are just becoming so desensitized. So with our children, if we're able to, you know, keep that innocence and let them grow with it. I'm not saying, oh, don't let your kids know that, hey, they have to be socially aware of racism, but it shouldn't be a focal point. You know what I did want to share about representation is, with children, they need to be encouraged, period. Like, even when you're teaching your kids, like, how to talk, how to walk, like, you have to push them, you have to encourage them. So when it comes to representation, it's something that you should incorporate into our daily lives. Like, when I'm reading to my son and we're reading a book and maybe there's a character who's doing something magnificent, I'll be like, yeah, Caden, you can do it too. Or I'll tell my daughter, Kyra, you're gonna be great. Like, you know, just little things like that. It builds their self-esteem and their confidence to know that, yeah, I can do it. And it also provides children with knowing that they should be comfortable in their own skin, because we're not always taught that Black is beautiful. I remember I saw this video that went viral of a group of like kindergarten kids who were looking at a doll, and the doll was Black, and I believe they had a white one too. And they said, which one is beautiful? And almost all the kids said the white one was beautiful. And when they asked them why they didn't pick the Black doll, they were like, she's not pretty, or Black is bad, or this and that. So you may not realize it, but on a day-to-day, they're teaching our kids not to love who they are. So you'll find that there are some children who might even say, oh, I wish I was white. Oh, I wish I had blonde hair. Oh, I wish my hair was straighter. Oh, I wish my hair wasn't as curly or, you know, tight knit. But the more we encourage our children, the better they will grow. And they'll grow to be confident. They'll grow to be productive people in society. And that's what we really need. So that was just my little spiel on representation. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think representation needs to be emphasized more? Are you okay with what you see on TV? So just to round things up, representation, it builds self-confidence in our kids. It gives them a sense of pride in where they come from. It lets them know that they can do anything. And it also teaches them different lessons in life that are more close to home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys do at home, other moms. Like, let me know, how do you make representation inclusive in your daily lives with your kids? And if you have any suggestions for me, please let me know down below. All the books that I showed you guys, I got them on Amazon. So yeah, I'll definitely leave all the information about the books below in the description box. Let me know, and let's keep connected, moms, because the more we encourage each other, the better it'll be for all of us to grow. I'm also going to put in a little clip from our story time just so you can see how my kids interact while we're reading. Also, having 2 under 2, reading to them is not always the easiest, but you definitely have to be persistent. And once you have that routine, because my kids know every night you take a bath, we read, you drink your milk, you go to bed, okay? So, because children are creatures of habit, you know? So they know when it's time to read, we're reading, okay? So I just inserted that just so you know, you can see how our story time goes. And yeah, so that's just a little by the way. Big Little One by Vashti Harrison. Dream big, little one. There's so much you can do. Just look at all the leaders who came before you. Yeah. Reach for the stars like May, Bessie, and Catherine. Mae Jemison went all the way to space. She's an astronaut. Good. Yeah, that's her helmet. Bessie Coleman flew her airplane high. Katherine Johnson helped send a man to the moon. Be bold like Josephine, Shirley, and Maya. Josephine Baker was a singer, a dancer, and a spy. Look, okay. Look. Shirley Chisholm ran for president. Maya Angelou used her voice every way she could. Yeah. go the distance like Wilma, Raven, and Florence.
Why?
Yeah, she's running. Wilma Randolph couldn't walk but learned to run.
Why?
Raven Wilkinson danced all around the world. Florence Joyner was the fastest woman of all time. Find your stage like Ella, Nina, Oprah, Gwen, and Nichelle. Ella Fitzgerald was the first lady of jazz. Nina Simone had a style all her own. Oprah Winfrey shined her light on others. Gwen Ifill reported the truth. Nichelle Nichols trekked through the stars on TV. Express your creativity like Alma, Augusta, Octavia, and Julie. Yeah. Alma Woodsy Thomas painted her whole life and became a star at 80 years old. Augusta Savage sculpted toys when she had none. Octavia E. Butler created magical words. Julie Dash shared untold stories in the movies she made. Wherever you go, whatever you do, be bold and dream big. The world is waiting for you.